Welcome to the exciting world of Collier Image Studios, the elite entertainment network. Introducing you, entertainment, business, and beauty. I'm Minnie Foxx, your host, and we are so delighted that you've decided to join us today as we inspire, motivate, and educate our communities through song, dance, and spirit, introducing to you the finest talent, the inspirational leaders, and exciting performers. Our show today will be something you will never forget. I would like to introduce to you our first guest. He is, in the business category, a professional fighter, a single parent and entrepreneur, a man that wears many, many hats. None other than Zackary Hewitt, lovingly known as Zack Attack Hewitt. Hey, Zack, how you doing?
Hey, how you doing?
Welcome, and thank you for joining us today.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
I understand and I hear that all over the world you were one of the toughest fighters that ever lived.
Absolutely.
Next to Muhammad Ali, of course.
Yeah.
Well, all right. You know, I just want to, I want to start a little backwards here, okay?
Okay.
I know that you are a single parent.
Absolutely.
And a man that is a single parent has the challenges that the women have as single parents, right?
Pretty much, yeah.
Would you like to share with us just a little bit of what it has been like for you as a single parent, raising a daughter, no doubt?
Well, you know, to raise a 14-year-old kid, a daughter, you know, it's a lot of fun, you know, to me. I think if a lot more parents get involved with their kids, especially men, you know, if they get involved with their kids' life, you'll see a lot of the special talents that you need to see in your child, you know, and in that way you won't have to give up on your kid. You know, that's what I'm about, taking care of my daughter.
But tell us something that's very special and unique or different about her that in your eyes of how she's developing into a nice young lady, how she's taking your direction.
Well, you know, first of all, I'm thinking that if I give her what I didn't get, you know, which was the notoriety to get around the people, you know, when I was a kid, 14 years old, if I had that action to be in the showbiz or music or modeling, you know, and I figured about her being a girl, you know, she needs that to give her that self-esteem, you know, builder, that confident builder, you know, to make her a better woman, you know. That's what I want to do.
Well, I think having you as a father will probably inspire her to do many great things, and that will be something you'll become proud of later.
Oh, yeah.
So you want to come back and let us know how she's doing and maybe have her on the show.
Sure. Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now look, I know that you're an entrepreneur. I know these things as I read up on you, so you know, I ask you a whole bunch of questions here. So we're going to switch reels and go to the entrepreneur side of Zack Attack Hewitt. Okay. Tell us a little bit about your businesses and what you've been doing.
Well, lately I've been, you know, I barbecue. I have a barbecue business. I cater out to various churches and weddings and stuff like that, parties. Also, I do detailing, mobile detailing.
Okay.
You know,
my car's dirty right now.
Yeah, we come to you. You know, I got 6 units, and you know, those are vans, detailing vans. You know, and I go everywhere. You know, I go close to Las Vegas, here, Antelope Valley, you know, San Fernando Valley, LA, everywhere. Okay. You know, and I go to your home, workplace.
So you mentioned something about food. What was that?
Oh yeah, that's my catering business.
Okay.
You know, that's what I do. I cater barbecue now. You know, like parties, stuff like that. Like in case you want a fish dinner and you just call in your order early, you know, and then I hook up you a plate and you just eat on me. You know? Yeah.
Now let me get this right. I call you. Zack, I'm hungry.
Okay.
Zack, my car is dirty.
Okay.
So you will show up.
I will show up.
You'll bring me a plate of barbecue and potato salad and have a roll on the side, maybe a little collard greens.
Everything.
And I can sit and eat and watch you detail my car.
Watch me detail your car, exactly.
Okay, well that sounds really good.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
Well, how in, let's see, give me your website or how someone would find you for those 2 services.
Okay, it's, you can come to Zack Attack. Yeah.
Zack the Mac 44.
Yeah.
Okay, that's an easy website. I've been dying to ask you this question.
Okay.
We all love Muhammad Ali.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And being a gentleman in that professional fighting world, I have to ask you, was he one of your inspirations?
Of course, yeah. Ali was, he was the breadwinner to the boxing business. You know, I adore Ali's performance in the ring. I love to watch him fight. You know, in Ali's time, he was a legend. He was before his time. You know, and he was my inspiration. You know, as a fighter, and as a heavyweight fighter, by me being a junior middleweight. You know, so obviously, you know, I had other concerns, you know, about the boxing. It was, Wilfredo Benitez was my, you know, my inspirator. But Ali was an excellent fighter, yeah.
Now, be honest here. That's your camera over there. Look in the camera over there and tell the audience if you tried to do the rope-a-dope or not.
Oh, if I tried to do the rope-a-dope? Oh, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I'm sure every fighter that was boxing, especially come up in my era, you know, we tried the rope-a-dope, you know, and certain people have certain styles, you know, in boxing. You know, like my style was, you know, I was a counter-puncher. You know, I fought like Sugar Ray Leonard. I was fast, you know. Ali was a bigger man, so he had to lay on the ropes and, you know, and that type of style was strictly stimulating for heavyweights, you know. And I fought like a junior middleweight, you know. So I couldn't fight in Ali's style. I had to fight in my own, you know.
All right.
Yeah, but Ali was you know, definitely my my champion. You know.
Now, what makes you a little bit like Ali was he's pretty. Totally styling, you know.
Yeah. Thank
and
you, Minnie.
I have to show you this because this is
Yeah.
Zack Attack Hewitt right here.
Absolutely.
Styling from head to toe, you know, the shoes match, socks match. We're just gonna get real here. The hat, you know, the cologne, totally tailored.
Yeah.
Now, taking Zack Attack here, you know, famous, high profile, the energy, the spirit, everything being thrown at you, women coming out of nowhere.
Exactly.
And taking the Zack, we want to hear about the Zack that was in the middle.
Yeah, yeah.
And then I'll come to the Zack that you are now.
Okay.
So we know about him. Let's go to the Zack in the middle and give the audience a little bit of what you were like then. Okay.
Well, the Zack in the middle, he had favorable ideas, you know. He was a little more, he was selfish, self-centered, you know, but now it's a little different now, you know. Since I had a daughter, it's done changed my whole outlook about people, you know, because now I see the importance of, you know, who I am and who I am today, you know. You know, back then it was young, you know, and I was just off in the fame and getting that notoriety, being up under the lights and, you know, boxing, and I thought that couldn't no one do it like me. I was just too, you know, too flamboyant, and, you know, now I'm a little more self-centered.
Okay.
You know? Yeah.
Now, Zack in the middle, I'm with him right now.
Okay, okay.
What was maybe one thing you wanted to share with us that kind of started to pull you away from the boxing world, whether it was good or bad, that you just was like, okay, I don't want to do this anymore?
Well, what it was that pulled me away, it was the success too fast. You know, I became successful overnight. You know, in other words, I was Marvin Hagler's sparring partner, and I broke his nose up in Palm Springs, and I was just one of the biggest. You know, I just had the biggest head. You know, and you know, I let that get to me. You know, and if I had of just not been so into me, you know what I mean, and start being into my future, you know, in boxing, I probably would have became a world champion, you know.
Okay.
And because of the lifestyle of Vegas, moving to Vegas was a really bad choice that I made. When I first moved to Vegas, I got involved in the street activities that was there that pulled me away from my career, and it landed me in some adverse times, you know. So now it's a little different for me, you know. I've got myself, you know, and surrounded about a new networking of people, you know, and that's what it takes. Sometimes you got to change your environment, you know, and you got to change, you know, you as a person. You know, you has to make the changes.
Did you feel that, you know, many of us see the fighter in the ring, okay, and you're bouncing around and you're real spirited.
Yeah.
But when the fight is over,
Yeah.
whether you won or not, and you go in the back and go into that dressing room, what is it like to come down from that high?
Well,
Let's take for instance,
okay.
you won this fight.
Okay.
So you were out there, you had the high, you're fighting, you won.
Right.
Okay, you go in the dressing room. What is that high like?
That high is like, wow, I'm getting ready for the big one.
Okay.
The next one, you know. The next fight is, oh, it's on. I'm finna really do it. Now I'm moving up the chain. You know, I might have a fight, like when I fought on ESPN, you know, and I knocked out Kareem for the ESPN SolarFlex Championship. Oh, I felt like, oh, I'm finna be the next world champion, you know. You know, you feel like can't nobody in the world beat you. You know, once you win a fight, you feels like you are the champion at that moment. Okay. You know, and your work is not done.
So when you lose the fight, now let's say you just lost the fight,
okay.
They threw the robe on you, you did a little showmanship,
yeah,
you know,
yeah, I experienced that.
He's like, hey, okay, man, you know, you got me, and you came down out of the ring.
Okay. After the fight, after I lost the fight, I came out a little disappointed. You know, I was so anxious to view the fights, view the tapes, and see what did I do that allowed me to lack, you know, in that area when you know, how I got punched, or you know, I couldn't wait to get back to see the words that was coming from my manager, you know, so that way I can view, you know, me more, you know, as to how.
But inside, emotionally, did you feel that you had failed in some way, or it was a learning tool for you to do better the next time?
Well, I felt bad, you know. Every fight, you know, was emotional. It was an emotional roller coaster that I was on, you know, because I was disappointed, obviously. You know, I disappointed my fans. I disappointed people that, you know, that believed in me in the boxing business, and I felt ashamed, you know. But then I had to think back and say, well, he won. You know, they gave it to him. Most of the fights that I've had, it was stopped, you know, and it wasn't on account of my ability because of stop. It was because of the referee, like Joey Curtis. He stepped in on one of my fights because my manager stepped in the rising box. It was technicalities, you know. It wasn't the fact that I couldn't perform, you know, because I would get up against the ropes and do my little thing and, you know, and protect myself, you know. So if I got hurt, I remember Bill Slate told me one time I got punched by a fighter and Bill Slate was working the corner. And he hit me with a straight right hand, you know what I mean, knocked me down. Bill Slate looked at me and told me to stay down, Zach, you know. So I stayed down and I stayed low with the guy, you know. When you say stay down, you stay real low with a fighter, you know, when you're hurt, you know. So I got resiliency. I was able to gain resiliency, you know, from staying low. And that was the whole key, is being smart.
Being smart,
ring, you know?
playing it smart.
Yeah.
Now, you know who Bill Slayton is.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
I know because I've done my homework, and I just happen to love him anyway.
Yeah, Bill
But
Slayton.
can you just tell us who Bill Slayton is, just in short?
Bill Slate is, he owns the 108th and Broadway gym in Los Angeles. He was Kenny Norton's manager, you know. He took Kenny Norton from a long ways. A lot of the famous fighters like Henry Tillman, you know, a lot of Monroe Brooks, a lot of fighters fought.
Big D. Collier, I know that one.
Yeah, exactly.
We loved Bill Slayton.
Oh, yeah.
And I know that if he was still here today, to see you sitting here showing love on him, he would just really appreciate that. I want to say, we have Zack Attack Hewitt bringing us inspirational thoughts and love and sharing to us what the world is like. And we'll be right back after this message.
It's the only planet known to sustain life. The only one whose atmosphere has been regulated by nature to create the perfect balance. But today the Earth is warming, and nature's not doing it. Unfortunately, all of us know someone who has the power to do something.
Each year, the emissions from producing energy cause diseases like asthma in what is mostly young children. Now, you would think that to make a dent in something that big, it would take something pretty amazing and brilliant. But when it comes to lowering pollution, you might be surprised to see what something amazing and brilliant really looks like.
Welcome back to Collier Image Studios, the Elite Network show. We inspire you to be inspired, and we thank you for joining us today. Introducing entertainment, business, and beauty. Our next guest is a native of Israel with a North African descent, a woman whose talents far surpass the words "have my own." She is the CEO of Kayaro Records, and she has written and co-produced her first album entitled Voice to Sing. I am so proud to introduce to you the songstress with the soulfulness of Israel, Miss Lady JhaVoice. Welcome to our show, JhaVoice.
Thank you for being here.
Oh, you're so beautiful. I want to make sure the cameramen get a very good close-up of you, honey. Ladies, envy. Tell us a little bit about what your name, JhaVoice, means, and please spell it for our audience.
JhaVoice spelled JHAVoice. It comes from Jah has another voice. And it was inspired, I guess, when I wrote my first song, I was in a mode of just not feeling the ground and felt like something else was taking over. And it was just, I felt like a tool, I guess, of God, and everything I sang, I never really wrote. I always freestyle. Mm-hmm. So things just came out of within, you know. And JhaVoice, it's just something I started writing something on the page, and it came, and I came with the name JhaVoice.
Okay. Now, as we all know that there is another Jah, as in Jah love,
right,
but it's spelled different from yours.
Right.
And you flipped the A and the H?
I flipped the H and the A.
Okay.
And it came from a humble place more than anything. I didn't want to call myself Jah. I wanted I felt like maybe I'm the right hand lady.
Now, I have to ask you this question. As we interviewed Mr. Zack Hewitt earlier, the two of you have one thing in common. Although he's from the business world of fighting and you're from the entertainment world, you have in common the fact that you're single parents, and you're both parents to two beautiful daughters. How about that?
Yeah.
You like to tell us a little bit about your daughter?
Definitely. She's 10 years old. She's a very creative young lady herself. She loved dancing, and most of everything, I think, my daughter Kaya, which is how we found the name for Kayaro Records, it came out of Kaya and Yaro, who is my partner's son.
Oh, okay.
It's all about the children, of course. She's a young lady who knows the difference between the material world and being humble, being being loving. I think this is where I was concentrating on, is to try and teach Kaya that even if we don't have a lot,
Okay.
we're still happy and we're still loving and we still know what to do, and what to do is the right thing at all time by your mankind.
So definitely she's part of the inspiration that you've had for
big
some
part
of
of
your
my
music.
inspiration. She's
Who are some of your songsters that you love that we feel that, Sade, you better watch out. Okay. Watch out, Sade. No, but we love Sade. And when I first heard your album, I said, wow, she can sing, and your voice is just so radiant and beautiful, as in your natural voice when you were speaking. But name 4 women off the top of your head that is possibly some inspiration for you in the
I used to
entertainment.
listen to Nina Simone.
Okay.
She was an amazing inspiration to me. Wow. I used to listen to I used to listen to Sade.
Okay.
I had to adjust to the fact that everybody was comparing me all the time to that
You have
sound.
a different flair.
I think
The sound is there, but your flair is a little different because
she's a
you have
queen on
the-
her own.
Right.
Definitely. Of course, I love. I actually used to listen to a lot of the old.
Aretha Franklin or
Yeah, Aretha Franklin, Nina Simone. Wow, ladies.
okay, name one man.
One man. Earth, Wind and Fire.
Earth, Wind and Fire.
An amazing
A whole
inspiration
group of
to
men.
me.
She went there. Okay.
Yes, yes.
Well, JhaVoice, I'd like for you to tell me just a little bit about your producer, who's written some of your music and helped you with your album.
I started to work with a young man by the name Kayu Latif. He heard some of the old stuff that I came up with in the beginning. It was a friend who I passed the CD to and passed it to him. And he called me out of the blue, and in the background I heard a little baby crying. And I says, wow, this is a family man.
Right.
It's already wonderful. Because now my situation as a single mom, he will understand and feel it. He shifted from working with all these artists that he was working with and dedicated himself only to me. And actually the song that we heard was produced by another producer of mine by the name K Beats, who joined us later on through time. But Kayu Latif is produced 90% of my album, and
this is JhaVoice's CD. Isn't she beautiful? She did her own makeup and hair, and it's just glamorous.
Yes.
Well, we have a special treat for you on this CD entitled Moonlight.
Yes.
And we'll be right back.
There's no such thing as love for the game. Just a lot of fools out here playing them games. But my people, they don't care. They're mopping and hustling and throwing their sets in the air. You say you love me, so keep it real, man. You say when Jah's new world order comes. I hope to see you there. You say you love me, so keep it real, man. You say you.
Well, you can purchase this CD and find JhaVoice on MySpace. We are Collier Image Studios, the entertainment, business, and beauty network. And I thank you for joining us today with our special guests, Zack Attack, Hewitt, and Lady JhaVoice, bringing you entertainment, business, and beauty. Now look, if you have something to talk about, contact us so we can let the world know that you exist. Through hope, faith, and prayer. That is your power within. We've had a great show today, and we thank you again for joining us.